It's a new week in Destiny, and before we get started, or before we get too farther down this week, I want to go over the last week in Destiny. And I like to recap, every now and again I like to recap of anything new that has come out, and really how we experienced it, because it's one thing to get excited when you're told, hey, this week, this is going to happen, and then by the end of the week, did it happen? Wasn't as great as you thought it was? And so this series is going to recap what we experienced throughout the week. And unlike a lot of the weeks during this content drought that we have, while we're waiting for Beyond Light to come out, this week was actually kind of cool with a few things. To begin with, the gameplay that you're seeing right now is the new portion of the Means to an End quest, and it caught me by surprise. I had no idea that there was going to be anything new. I just thought it was the same weekly thing, just rinse and repeat, and I showed up and saw that there's something different. Now, if you would have told me that I was going to run into Nokris and there was going to be this mechanic that was similar to the Strike, and I probably would have been disappointed before I actually got into it. And so I was pleasantly surprised, though. I enjoyed this. I had a good time. I was by myself. I was surprised. I wasn't I typically like to play Void Warlock, but I was coming out of another event, and I was solar with my healing well and using weapons that I don't normally use, with the exception of Randy's throwing knife. So I was not ready for this, and I liked it, and I had a good time. Finished it, and even the ending was very interesting. So if you stay till the end of this video, I'm going to stop talking pretty soon, but if you stay till the end of the video, you'll get to see all this. And I'll also upload the video with just the gameplay, so if you're more interested in that, just stop this and go over and head out and check that out. But beyond that, not just this, we also had some other things that happened this week. And one was the big reveal, or at least I thought it was a really cool reveal, of the Beyond Light exotics, or at least some of the Beyond Light exotics that they have planned for now. And I don't normally like to go over reveals of things that aren't going to happen for a month, or who knows what, if it's going to be the same. But it was a very nice video. All their videos have been really great, and then this one is no exception. It was really cool. They've got some really good exotics apparently coming out, and it got me excited about the future of my character. And so it's worth a look. And it came out in the TWAB for last week, so I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, go and check that out. And then also probably the biggest and most important thing that came out this week were the Cipher Decoder drop rate changes. So there was a lot of people frustrated last week when the Cipher Decoders for the Festival of the Lost weren't dropping at a really decent rate, and Cosmo had responded to a tweet stating that they should be dropping as often as Umbral Engrams, or similar to Umbral Engrams. So everybody kind of took off with that, and expected that to be that way, and it wasn't. And as people started to report back that wasn't really what they were expecting, they made some changes. And the initial changes, I really didn't notice any difference, but eventually with the second set of changes, or at least the changes to drop rates at events, I noticed that almost immediately. Myself, the first week, I got six decoders when they first started to drop. Then after the updates, after the series of updates, I was off doing the survival crucibles, so I'm trying to finish the Not Forgotten hand cannon quest before that changes or disappears, or whatever's going to happen to it at sunsetting. So I'm off doing that, and I just noticed that at the end of those events I was getting 2 decoders, and next thing I know I'm at max at 25. So I'm fine. I'm happy with the drop rate. I don't know how it is in other things, so I have to go take a look. I do know, though, before those changes were made, there were lots of people who reported getting absolutely none. They got 0, none. Our fire team's Titan Nordfin reported that he had finished all of his weekly quests or weekly events for Pinnacle gear. He had completed all of them and didn't get a single decoder at all, while our hunter Misfit had, or Mishap, sorry, our hunter Mishap had I think also got 6 like I did. So it was a pretty low drop rate for us, and just absolutely abysmal, nothing for our Titan. And I had saw other videos, like if you ever watched Astacross, and if you haven't watched Astacross, which I'm maybe mispronouncing his name, fantastic YouTube channel for Destiny 2, love it, go check it out. Stop this video right now and go check it out. Better videos than mine. But he also reported that some of his fire team members were also seeing, low to none for a drop rate. So So anyway, that did change, or I'm noticing that change. If you're not experiencing that change, definitely speak out about it and let them know that that you're seeing something different. But anyway, that's the recap of what I feel was important and what was good that came out of this week. Nothing really terrible that I'm aware of. And so I'll see you next week on Last Week in Destiny.
Grave. You've done well to purge his stain from this failing court.
Why would Sabathun work with him?
Nokris is an exploited outcast little light. A necromancer. Though I'm sure the Taken Queen saw value in his craft. Death rituals to buck the worm's game. I dare not wonder how she meant to wield that knowledge.
We shouldn't dwell on it, you know. He's not coming back from that.
Good riddance. Sabathun's haze has diminished considerably, though not completely.
She's still out there, hiding.
Then I hope she saw what became of her brood. Hold still. I will fetch you.
Don't you see? It is as we once said. In light, there is only weakness, only failure, only death. But where the light takes, the dark gives. No longer will you be a pawn. No longer will you watch the lives of those you care for be lost. Remember, in darkness there is only strength, only victory, only life. Ancient power awaits you on Europa.
This transmission can be translated as contact. Not physical, more ethereal. Influential. It is conjugated here as an action with a singular subject, but innumerable objects. Arif, what if we are not the only ones to whom the darkness speaks?
If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, it really helps out. And if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I'll catch you on the next video.